This is an itsy-bitsy introduction to microbiology, and fittingly, itsy-bitsy, microorganisms are defined as those organisms that are too small to be seen without help. That is, our eyes alone can't see them. So we often use a microscope like this one to look a little bit closer. And when we zoom in, looking into the ocular lenses of that microscope, we can see a whole new world. These are bacteria. Over here, the little ones that look like tiny little hairs, those are Escherichia coli, or E. coli, a bacterium. Over here on the left, these are yeast, like the yeast that you use to bake bread. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is their full name. Microorganisms also include viruses. This is a picture of a virus that actually infects bacteria. So you guessed it, germs can actually get germs. So we see that microorganisms are things like agents, which are viruses, but they're also things like bacteria and yeast. Yeast, like us, are eukaryotic organisms. They have organellar structures that are very well formed, like a membrane-bound nucleus. But we want to zoom in further on a bacterium. Let's take a look at this bacterium and notice that it has some very discrete components as well. It's got a nucleoid where it packages all of its DNA. It has storage granules where it can package things that serve as an energy reservoir. It also has a protective cell wall. And today we're going to talk about that protective cell wall. We're going to be looking closer at the kinds of cell walls that bacteria can have that give them rigidity and structure and protection. So zoom in on the cell wall and we can see that it's one of two types. This is a gram-positive cell wall. It's a thick peptidoglycan layer. Look at that armor. It's like chainmail. It's really thick and it protects it from any kind of exposure, and it can be thick and robust, very, very strong. And it has these things called teichoic and lipoteichoic acids that help protect it. We can also see gram-negative cell walls. So gram-positive cell walls, they stain one color, and gram-negative cell walls, they stain a different color. In fact, they stain bright Barbie pink. So a gram-negative cell wall, instead of having that thick layer of peptidoglycan, has an outer membrane. So it has two membranes instead of just one, and it has a very special molecule called lipopolysaccharide that is very protective, and it allows the cells to stick to things and to form layers and films called biofilms. Today we're going to stain for either gram-positive or gram-negative cells.